the other Iron Man?
Let's do it. I'm cracking it right now.
He jumped ahead of me.
Well, you're ahead of me usually, so I'm trying to keep up with you.
Ha! I'm trying not to keep you here all night, man. I have lists and lists and box of questions. Thanks to ask the guy. What side of the bed is the best to sleep on?
What kind of bed?
No, what side of the bed?
If you're looking at it, left side of the bed guy.
It's the left side of the bed. And does that make you wake up happy?
It keeps you closer to the bathroom, and at my age, that's important.
There you go. See? People, you don't know what you're going to learn on this channel. That's amazing shit. Alright? So don't let your wife co-op the side of the bed nearest to the bathroom. At one point, you're going to be too old to want to make the extra 10 steps. Alright, so guys, collector fam. I'm here with Mark McKenna, in case I had to split and cut this in two. And we are about to open the fabulous classic Iron Man gallery statue from Diamond Select Toys. This is the box. This is what she looks like. As is typical for all of the Diamond Select Toys, there is a synopsis on the back here. And we're going to crack it open. I'll tell you what it looks like on the inside. Mark's already opening his, so
On it.
he's got it open. Boom, boom, boom. There's 3 little tabs on this sucker, and whoop, we're open. Okay. Exciting time is always the exciting part for me. Oh, look at that. Okay, so first thing to note, everybody, is they went, I don't know why, but they went psychedelic with the inside of this box.
Yeah, they really did.
They really did. So going back to our previous conversation about shrooms, I'm joking. Remember, guys, if you're not going to keep the box, you should recycle. That's what we do. Okay. Got your Marvel Select. Fill these out, send these back. These always help the company to determine whether or not they hit the mark for you. And now, my unveiling. Let me see. I'm so excited. I did not want to wait for you. I was like, damn it. Not that one. All right, here we go. Guys, just one piece of plastic separating us from the classic Iron Man. Ooh.
Look at the center chest plate. It's round.
It is. You know why? Because it's accurate. That, sir, denotes accuracy to me. Also, the faceplate is a single unit faceplate, which is, again, the classic. Again, classic Iron Man. They gave him eyebrows sort of embedded in the original mask. You can see there's a raised lip above the eye line here. You can also look and see that he's not a squinty costume character. And again, the original Iron Man had wider openings because he wasn't going to have a jawline popping open. So his mouth was slightly wider open, as you see here. So were his eyes, because he didn't want to have to be squinting through his slot the entire time. So
the black on his eyes are instead more, which is
absolutely
better.
Absolutely. It looks like there's depth to the mask itself, like there's something behind it. And ultimately, that's what I was looking for in that resin bust. And when they went that white, I just... you could have went with the white, but you need to give me shadow around the edges of that. So, I love the pose. I love that he's got this sort of full action stance going out. So, I'll hit the dynamic part of this right away. And the dynamic fluidity, that's a full 9 for me. He's clearly in battle stance. He's clearly shooting at somebody. He's got the repulsor, and it's pushing out a laser blast. Unlike the laser blast that we saw from the resin, you can see it does not look like gobbledygook stringing back to him. You see what I'm saying? So it's like you can do the repulsor in such a way that sort of makes sense.
The back one looks like it's cooling off. You know?
Yeah, that's exactly what I thought was happening. It's like he had already shot this one here, and it's the smoke resin off the top of that last shot. So he's basically doing pew 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 pew, something along those lines. Now, I complain a lot about the bases for these things because I swear to God, they overdo rocks. Rocks are under every character. I don't know why. Heroes must be under a rock. But they at least have taken the time here to intersperse a lot of the mechanical gobbledygook. It looks like I've got an Ultron bot head on the bottom down here. So these are Ultron pieces that have just been smashed to bits. And on the back, it looks like this is actually happening on the inside of Tony's, wherever his lair is. I'm not sure if it's in the building or his house, but you can see that because he's got his little friend back here that helps to put the Iron Man suit on and behind him. So this is clearly in probably in Iron Man's house somewhere, and he's being invaded. I love that there's a story that I'm looking at. I'm telling you a story by looking at this skull.
Right.
So for me, this is definitely a high 9.
His buns are nice too.
He's got a nice ass. He does have.
You know,
Way to point that one out. Hey guys, Mark McKenna said this particular statue has a nice ass.
I'm as hetero as they are too, by the way. Just above his buns, I wish they had done a belt line.
Yeah.
I wish he had to pull his pants up.
Yeah, it does look like it's. See, so in that, this is part of the old school look anyway, though, because he did have sort of that underwear approach, which back in the day they had. But that makes it a very difficult metal seam to have a pair of metal underwear that you've got on here. So from a suit perspective, the new Iron Man suit, much better design. Let's be real. But we're not emphasizing the newness. We're emphasizing the classic one on this. Like, here's a better example. Look at this is supposed to be metal. These are metal shorts. That means that ass cheek was carved, buddy. That's what that means, okay? Because he's not showing ass muscle through metal. So he took the time to carve those ass cheeks into these,
Hey, listen, man. I've been doing it too.
That's right. Yeah, I am tight all the way around, buddy. You're not going to tell me any different. Yes, it's been one of those pet peeves I keep talking to you guys about, to the artists about. And in this case, it doesn't matter because Iron Man is completely sculpted. It's it's a metallic suit, right? So all of the musculature that you see on the character it's been built into it from a machine. I can live with that. Where I have a problem of all the rest of the characters in the universe. Why? Because when you put on a leotard, it's more like Christopher Reeves when he put on the Superman. Now, you didn't know this, but that dude was jacked. He got jacked for that role. Now, you put on that damn Superman leotard, yeah, he looked great. But he didn't look jacked. Do you know why? Because you can't see muscle through clothing. And you damn sure can't see it through leather, Mark. So, like, when Deadpool puts on an outfit and I can see his abs through it, I go, come on. This is bullshit. So I just feel like, so I asked Dexter Vines. And you know what his answer was? I know what it is, Tony. It's because it's fucking cool. And I was like, alright, I guess you win. He's like, yeah, man, if I was a kid and I opened it up and I would look at it, I'm like, man, that looks cool. That's it. That's as far as it goes.
That's the answer. You know what? I like you talking about the paint job of the silver Centurion, or was it? It didn't look like silver paint. This gold looks like gold.
Yeah.
Am I right on that?
Yeah. No, it shines really nice. I mean, I think you can pick up the shine even from the camera. Where the glare hits it.
Yeah, I see it. You see the reflection on it.
Yeah, you get a really nice reflection off of this, and I can so appreciate that because it feels like metal. I don't want this to feel like plastic. It needs to resonate that way.
Yeah.
And look, the old boots, the old Navy style boots, right?
That's the thing about
like a bell bottom.
They do have a bell bottom vibe. That's the thing about the variable Iron Man armors. You can change one thing, or you can change 20 things.
Yeah.
And he can still be classic, but with like twists of something else. The one thing I'm going to say that's negative about this piece is that try putting this on you as an armor.
Yeah.
You have to be Doug Jones, 120-pound skinny guy to get in this, because it is very tapered, and I would have claustrophobia and be committed to an insane asylum if I had to wear this.
Yeah.
But, his torso is very lean, and his legs are very cut. They talk about quad muscles in the legs. This has quad times 2.
Yeah.
there's so much sinew in these legs.
There is. I mean, he is Diesel. And again, this is one of those things. For 1 second, if you just stop and think about, this is a metallic piece that needed to be sculpted. If you wanted muscle you wanted to stand in your suit and it looked like muscle, you needed to sculpt that shit in there before you put it on. So that's a lot of effort. That's a lot. You know, we know he's vain, but Jesus, how vain are you? You want to sculpt the muscle into your metal armor before you put it on? I don't know.
Yeah.
Definitely looks formidable. I love that it's classic. I don't hate that there's this sort of rubble pile that he's standing on. I like that he's got 1 foot in motion, like he's moving forward, which I really appreciate. The smoke on the back of the hand, which I think you and I both agree is the hand cooling off after, you know, switching laser blast back through here. And of course, you know, one of the things that really set it off, and my eye goes immediately to it, is his arc reactor, which is the appropriate circle for the time and period piece. This, man, is something I didn't have so I had Iron Man Pop Funko, and I had a little, like, these Iron Man Pop Funkos, that's what I've got. But I didn't have any Iron Man statues or representation before this. And then they heard you were coming, and they're like, send Iron Man everything! So I was like, okay, cool, man, I love it. So, yeah, I'm really going to be happy to stick this guy. I don't know if you can see right behind me, there's a glove. There's this guy here. So that's where this guy lives. And he is getting a full 9 from me. Look at that. How's that look? You see it back there?
I do see it, yeah.
Back there.
Yeah, that's nice.
Yeah, it looks good up there.
You know what I got is let's see if I can show you this. My sister bought me Iron Man Yahtzee.
Oh, okay, so it's just a bust, a head bust?
Just a head bust. And I'll tell you, that is pretty.
That is cool. He doesn't come out of the box. He stays in the box, right?
Yeah, pretty much that. I would never, and there's still dust on top of this from me never opening it, yeah. I see that back there too, yep.
Yeah, so I've got a few of those on the walls back here. I can tilt this camera a little bit so you can see the Batman, the 8-foot Batman lithograph punching Joker.
Holy shit.
And then I've got an entire, like, we're recording on this camera over here, we're recording on the camera over there. But
you have space, man. You have space.
Well, I'm occupying that space pretty damn quick. And then that's this corner back here, which is, you know, us talking, and then let me go back in this direction here, and then we have more shit down here. Those are the Iron Man Funkos and the rest of the room. And in that closet over there is like a closet full of just toys just hanging. Hanging around. So that's the stuff I've had for the 20 years or whatever the case may be. There's just shit everywhere is what I'm saying. Okay, so we've been on for a while, so I'm going to end with a couple of quick questions. One is, I personally have loved Combat Jacks. I don't know if you got a copy standing out in front of you. I've got mine over here. I can show the crowd. I will show the crowd while I ask the questions. Beyond what I have in my hands right now, why don't you tell everybody, what is Mark McKenna working on? What should they be looking for from you? And if you guys haven't seen this right here, you guys need to go pick up a copy of this right here. This is a super cool first take on it. Look, I got an actual drawing from Mr. Mark McKenna in there, which he forgot he did for me. So there it is.
Yeah. I want to go back to do Combat Jacks in the Himalayas with meeting the Abominable Snowman. I don't know if you and I discussed that. But.
We did. We talked about the very potential for that being the case with this one. And I remember being excited about the potential to jump into the Abominable Snowman with you. So is that what's going on next?
Well, right now I'm working on the Tomb of Balberith Part 2. I don't know if you even discussed that with you, but it was a kind of a homage to the old EC Tales of the Crypt and Vault of Horror. Did an anthology book with slightly connected stories. I did the original one as a 48-page, a black and white book that everybody got to do tints and tones of gray, which is really fun. And I'm doing a new version, a new copy of that, a new project with basically Baldereth disease, a demon who needs brains, hearts, and souls to survive. That's his sustenance. But what he does is he sends off these creatures to humanity to collect these body parts that feed him. And what's fun with that is you get to create monsters and creatures that could go out and seek these body parts. So that's currently in the works, and I'm actually working on a Kickstarter. I'll try to raise enough money just to get it published, and I'll self-publish the book myself, and I've got to pay my artists and my writers. I worked on a couple indie books, one called No More from Highburn Studios. I just did the second issue of that.
From Highburn. Okay.
And then I just finished up issue 2 of Vampwire, which was Vampwire is a vampire rock and roll guy who got bit by a vampire on his VR unit on his arm and turns into a rock and roll vampire. Starting issue 3, I believe, this weekend. And that was a guy who approached me at a Comic-Con and said, listen, I have money to do a book. Can you put the book together for me? Which is pretty much what I like to do. So I hire, I have letterers and colorists and, layout guys, and I have production guys. So I put the whole package together for the guy. I gave him a page rate. He said I could do 3 issues. So we're working on that right now.
Wow. Okay. So cool. So these 3 issues will tell the tale. This is sort of the pilot.
Yeah, I believe it's going to be 6 altogether is what he's hoping for. But he still has to fund, he had funding up to 3. So we'll see where we go from there.
But cool. I mean, because I've never heard of a rock and roll vampire at all. I'm curious to see what he gets into. All right, what is it about? That's what I'm interested in knowing. That's what I liked about Combat Jacks a lot, though, because the story was just a departure from pretty much everything else point, period, end, a statement. So I really love that thing, man. Dude, this has been amazing, getting to learn more about you, getting to hang out with you. I want to do it again. You're going to let me do it again, right? We're going to be able to do it again? All right, cool. I definitely want to do this again when you're up for it, and I really appreciate you hanging out with me tonight, man. Thanks a lot.
Of course, man. You're a good friend, man. I appreciate your time.